What we're looking at here is some pilings from foundations from the erection of the dam.
Not what you might expect to see sticking out of a lake, but as the drought continues, boaters on Lake Travis will have to keep an eye out for all kinds of unusual hazards.
More and more of that kind of stuff's going to start cropping up.
LCRA Ranger Sergeant Len Snyder is on the lake weekly. He says it is a safe place, but says everyone on the lake needs to be aware of its hazards, some of which are made even worse by the drought. For instance, the depth of Lake Travis can change quickly, and rocks that were 20 feet below the surface last year can now be just a foot or two underwater. Boat depth finders are helpful, but are no substitute for caution.
Like over by Windy Point, it goes from 7 or 8 feet to 100 feet and no problem at all, really quickly. So that's some of the dangers of trying to rely solely on your navigation equipment and not keeping a good lookout.
Even when you're actively looking for hazards, they can catch you off guard.
Have members of a party, here's a rock right here that's going to come up. Can you see that?
Sandbars at the edges of coves or points also can be tricky, especially when the light is fading.
It's marked with that hazard buoy, but you know, in nighttime operation, if you were coming through here, you could easily find yourself grounded on that if you weren't really looking closely for those buoys.
Stumps, fence posts, barrels, or even sunken boats are not uncommon sights on Lake Travis this year.
Now this looks like some kind of a pole or something out here. I'm telling you what that is. Let's go check it out.
During a drought, it's also easy for swimmers to be tricked into thinking they're only in shallow water, when in fact, they can be just a step or two away from danger.
You can have an area that goes from where you might be able to stand to where it's well over your head in just a matter of a few yards.
The lake's mile markers serve as a rough guide to the deeper channel, but the channel twists and turns, requiring boaters to be on their toes to stay in deeper water as they cruise down the lake. Sergeant Snyder says veteran boaters sometimes relax, thinking they know Lake Travis. But in a lake falling a foot a week because of a severe drought, that thinking can be dangerous.
Every time that you come out, the lake can be different even from 1 week to the next. Despite the fact that the lake is getting down pretty low, one of the wonderful things about Lake Travis is we still have plenty of water left. They just need to be careful and be mindful that as they start getting closer to shore, they need to start looking out for the shallow areas and keep an eye out for clearly marked hazard areas.